Hey guys, Lick Skillet Picker here. Once again, Brother Bobby. I just want to show you what I want to talk about today is the last video I put out. I was doing a little experiment and I put 11 items, regular items on eBay's auction. And I started every one of them at $1. I think I started one for 99 cents. And I said $4 shipping flat fee no matter what. So I was willing to eat the cost on some of the shipping. I just wanted to see where it went. You know, it's a promotional thing, and I'm going to give you an update today. So I think we got like a day and a half left, and the auction will be over. I just wanted to show you, is it worth it? We really can't tell if it's worth it right now because an auction that really goes the last day, that's when an auction will really get, up there. Because people hold back. They don't want to drive the price up right. They're hoping people won't pay attention. All of a sudden they'll be able to swoop in at the last minute and get it for $1. And that's okay. It's just a promotional thing. It's a little experiment I had going on. So I showed y'all 11 items my last video. Just want to give you an update. This is the third month on the 7th. So, and I think the auction, it ends in a day and a half. So here's just a few items I sold today. It's a St. Patrick's Day new with tags hat. So make sure you get your St. Patrick's Day stuff out because it's fixing to be and people will start buying that. I say you buy this year-round unique items about St. Patrick or Christmas or Halloween or Mardi Gras or whatever. And about a month before it happens, you put your products out there. Just store them up right there. And I wanted to show, let's see. I sold this today, this LL Bean shirt, large shirt. And I want to say it's about clothes. I sold this, the Cattleman's Pearl button-up. Anytime you see a pearl Western style shirt, pick it up right there. If you can get it for a deal, pick it up. Pearls, people like the pearl button Western style right there. Remember that. So I pick them up. When I see a Western style shirt, I always pick them up. Or I'll pick up a Harley Davidson shirt, which they don't always sell for a lot. But if you find some unique things, like I found a Harley Davidson from Korea. There's a Harley Davidson shop in Korea, and people go all over the world collecting Harley Davidson shirts or Harley Davidson memorabilia. And you can't always get a lot for Harley Davidson, but there's some things you can, and there's some shirts that if it's unique, like from Korea, or I had one from Alaska I sold. That's hard to find from Alaska or in Korea. Right here in the state of Alabama, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? So if you ever see a unique, well, I say pick up all Harley Davidson stuff right there. It's eventually going to sell. I found a bunch of them. This guy collected Harley Davidson shirts. I've sold a lot of his shirts. One guy donated it. I found the story out. He donated all his Harley shirts that he collected. He went to different states, went to the Harley shop itself, and bought a t-shirt. Wherever he went, special events, he got him a Harley Davidson. So I was able to score a bunch of them. It's not a big price. Some things that you get with Harley Davidson, there are big prices, but Harley Davidsons do sell eventually right there. It won't sit on your shelf very long if you price it right. So remember that. Western pearl button-up shirts and things for seasonal things like that. You always pick that kind of stuff up if you sell a lot of different items. But I do want to say about the clothing, that clothing is my best seller. You know what I mean? So I imagine if I had 1,000 pieces of clothing, I'd be selling clothes just like that every single day. And I basically do almost sell them every single day. And I don't even know how many pieces of clothing I got out there, but it's less than 1,000. So I got less than 1,000 in my store right now. I want to build it up big time. The more you put out, the more you're going to sell. It's just plain and simple that. You got to feed the beast. You got to feed it every day right there. Try to list every day. I don't care if it's 5 listings, whatever. Try to list every day or put it in drafts so it'll go out on the weekend right there if you don't want to work the weekends, you know. But I also want to show you too something you might not have thought about is vintage scissors. Always pick up vintage scissors. We go to estate sale, you know what I look for? Vintage scissors. They always sell. You can't keep them on the shelf. They might stay up there a week or two, but you're going to sell them. Unique, vintage, like this is a unique piece. I don't know if y'all can see that real good. I don't even know what this is. I'll have to look it up. I ain't looked it up yet. I ain't even put it online yet. And these are common from the 80s. This is made in the USA, 80s and 90s. Vintage, though. Don't just get your regular. Unless it's a very expensive pair of scissors. Even if it ain't, you know, people are always needing scissors. Well, we know that's vintage right there. It's ugly. And guess what? I don't even clean them up. I sell it just like that. I want them to know that thing's old and it's vintage. If they want to clean it up when they get it, that's fine with me. That's just age over a period of time. You know, always pick them up. You will sell them. You might not make a killing off of them. I think I sell mine anywhere from $12 to $18. That's what I sell mine for. Depending on all the comps and everything, $12 to $18 for vintage scissors. And I'm pretty sure some of them you could probably, if you're really a collector of them, I'm not a collector of them. I just thought, man, I'll just get these vintage scissors one day, and I tried them out, and they started selling. So from now on, I always get vintage scissors right there. So, but I suggest you go into clothes business that it's a regular seller, but you have to learn a lot about clothing that I don't know much about yet. I'm learning about that right there. You know what I'm learning the most is you better have a good inventory system when it comes to clothes, because if you start buying a bunch of clothes and you ain't got it in the system right, you're going to be digging through all your boxes trying to find that piece of clothing that you done sold. You know it's in there, and that's happened to me a few times. I'll be like, well, I guess I might have sold it or something, didn't know it, or something, but I always find it eventually. Well, I want to tell you a mistake that I made. You got to watch it. This LL Bean right here is supposed to be a short sleeve shirt according to my listing. I'm like, well, how in the world did I do that? Now, I didn't sold it as it's long sleeve. I sold it today, right? So I messaged the buyer and I said, I am very sorry. And I always tell my buyers if there's a problem, I message them right away and tell them, hey, I am so sorry. I'm not going to be able to fulfill your order. Like I told them a while ago, I said, this is a short sleeve shirt. I mean, this is a long sleeve shirt, but the listing says short sleeve. I couldn't find it. I was looking all over the place for it. And then I was like, that's got to be it. But it's long sleeve. So I realized what happened. And when you're taking a bunch of pictures of your clothes, you got one clothes after the other, and you decide you're going to take pictures that day. Well, I don't know if y'all done it, but there's times that I've took pictures. There's so many clothes I'm taking pictures of that day, but I forget to take the picture of the size. And so that stays on my phone or in my iPad as something I got to research to see what the size is. And sometimes I never get around to it, so I don't list it. It just stays there on my phone. But what happened to this right here is I took pictures of this shirt, and I took such an up-close picture, and I had the arm spread out so much that when I took a picture of it, and then when I went back and listed it a few days later or so, when I looked at that, it looked like a short sleeve shirt to me. So I listed it as a short sleeve shirt. So I went back and looked at my pictures. They beautiful pictures, but it looks like a short sleeve shirt because I didn't get the sleeves good. You always want to take a step back and get the whole overall and then come in and get the upper collar. I like that. You go up and see the collar up in the air like that. It makes it look more triumphy or something, you know what I mean? And so I spreaded the arms out too much and got too close to my camera. You will make mistakes. When you start listing clothes, or you listing anything, you're going to make mistakes. And you're going to think you're right when you do it. And you go back to list those things and you'll see that, you didn't get it right. The lighting wasn't right. You didn't pay enough attention. You ain't got the size. You got all the pictures of everything, but you ain't got the size. These are mistakes that you're going to make when you first get into it like I am. I'm a newbie at this. I mean, I've been doing it for a few months now, but I've done made mistakes. I'm pretty sure y'all have made mistakes too, especially if you're just starting out. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. But I want to give you an update of the auction. So let me get that set up and I'll give you an update of the auction. So guys, look here. This is the first item. And I want y'all to look at something. It has 4 views. It has 1 watcher. And it has no bids. So that tells me that this is not a very good item to put online. This is where you can take the temperature of stuff if you ever want to do this experiment like I'm doing today. So I will not pick this back up. For some reason, they don't want this item. This is a very good item. It's like a karaoke machine that lights up as you speak and different things. You can sing along with it. It's a very good item. But evidently they don't want it. I will probably sell it, but it'll probably go low. And they will get a good deal at this. And I'll let you know how much it's sold for in my next video. So here's what this is an Xbox headset. And I threw a brand new, every one of this is brand new. And I threw a brand new puzzle in there for a bonus. So we got 6 views and 1 watcher, but no bids on there. I don't know why this Xbox thing does not do good. I had it listed before. It did not do good. So there's many different ways to test an item. When you first start out, you're going to make stupid mistakes like this. You know what I mean? Even if you're doing it for a long time, you're still going to make mistakes like this too. But sometimes you can take a chance on things. But I will not pick this item back up. Puzzles, they sell, but I believe they have to be, because I've had a lot of puzzles this year online, and I've not sold but like 1. And I think it has to be more vintage or older. These new puzzles, it really has to be popular to sell. Evidently, I ain't got what sells. So you got to be careful for that right there. I picked that puzzle up at the bins, brand new sealed. And I picked the headset up at a yard sale, brand new sealed. Right there. Evidently, it's not a sought after product, or it wouldn't have been sealed still for an Xbox. All right, this is, I thought it was a meat grinder. It has no bids, but this is a very expensive item. And you see that it has, 3 views, but no watchers. It's got all the parts except for the handle. So this is like a juicer from Natural Products. You can look this up. It looks like a meat grinder, but I found out it wasn't a meat grinder. So sometimes you take a chance. It might, at the very last, there might be some bids come in. So as you see right now that I'm not doing so well in this experiment. It looks like I got, what does it say, 1 day and so many hours, and there's still no bids. All right, I've got 9 watchers, 4 bids, and 56 views on this. So it's 3 sealed puzzles. Notice this would not sell throughout the year, not even during Christmas time. Brand new puzzles right there. And look how low the bid is. That number will go up. I'll probably end up selling that for about anywhere from $12 to $15, which that's good to me. I'm okay with that. I would like for it to be $40, but in reality, it's not going to be. People do like puzzles, but it has to be, I believe, special puzzles. It's like board games. It does have to be certain board games, and you know what I mean? You just can't get any board game. You got to be careful what you buy. I know you watch videos about board games and puzzles. You hear things like that, you know. And you'll learn that some of those things in those videos, those YouTubers, don't work. It might not work for you. It might work for them, because you got to realize something. Maybe they sell a lot of their stuff by their subscribers. Maybe they don't. I don't know. If you're real popular on YouTube, you could sell stuff more quicker. I believe anyway. So here we go. We got 49 views and 4 watchers and 5 bids on these magnets that go in your refrigerator. Of course, I paid nothing for them basically. But people like old stuff, vintage stuff. You know, these are vintage magnets. And that bid will probably go up with 4. Older people vote, bid on things like that, and they'll tend to really try to fight for it at the end. Okay, this is 11 Xbox Live games. But these games have some flaws, and I put that in the description. They got scratches on them. A couple of them's missing some magazines. You know, some of them are in pretty good shape. So look at that. I've not even got a bid on that thing. You know, I got one watcher, 7 views, and that'll probably go up. You know what I mean? When I shop for video games in bulk, this is some leftovers in the bulk. But some people have the machines to fix it or wash it or whatever. I don't. I'm not really big into video games. We got this mousetrap game. It's a big, bulky one. It's going to cost some to ship. And it's up to 7 bids, $7 so far. I imagine that would probably go up. That's probably going to go up it might go up to $15 for that many watchers and that many bids out there. And what's that? 31 views, 6 watchers, 7 bids. That might go up. I finally got a bid on this Jimmy the Cricket little car, vintage little car right here. I got 1 bid, 99 cents right there. 5 watchers, 1 bid right there. And that might go up too, you know. The last one I sold for good money. And this is the duplicate that I had. I had it online, but somehow I messed it up, and I discovered that it's still online right there. So if I sell it, I'll have to end the listing on the other. And I don't worry about that, because if it's just a regular item or that vintage item, they got other ones out there like that. And if I make a mistake where I listed something twice and both of them sold, I'll just buy the other one off the internet to make it right. I try to stay in good standing with my customers, you know what I mean? Like I had to give a lady the money back the other day. I made a mistake in the listing, and I put installated, and it wasn't installated. I didn't even know it. And they go, I want my money back. So I gave their money back immediately and apologized, and they was good with it. I said, you know what? Just keep the jeans. They're your size. They might not be installated, but they're your size. Just keep the jeans. I'm giving you money back. You know, just settle that deal right there, because the jeans didn't cost me that much money. So we got, these are 2 vintage, 1997 and a 1998 Jeff Gordon Zip car from the McDonald's Corporation, and it was sold at Kmart for $4.99 when it first came out. And look at this, no bids, 1 watcher. I've had that thing online for a good bit. And I paired them up, and they still got 1 view. Huh. Not just because it's vintage don't mean it's going to sell. I got a lot of vintage things, don't mean it's going to sell. Just because you put the word vintage on there, it's not going to sell right there. But, surprise you though, some of those things that they say vintage will sell. And sell for good money too. You know what I mean? So if you get something vintage and it looks like it might bring some money, go ahead and go up with it. You know what I mean? And just sit on it for a while. And so here's our last item. These shoes, I think, sell for like anywhere from $30 to $40 in the condition that I have them in, which is no wear and tear. They just need to be cleaned up just a little bit. They don't have as far as I can see, there's no wear and tear. I've got 9 watchers, 90 views, 9 bids. So that'll probably go on up. You know what I mean? They're hoping to get it at a deal. I gave them a deal on the shipping, $4 flat. Y'all know I'm going to have to pay some on that right there. So I'm going to wrap the video up. I appreciate you watching, and I want you to like and subscribe to the channel and help me out a little bit. I'm trying to build my eBay and my eBay up and my YouTube channel up right there. I've been on YouTube for a good while, but this is just a new channel right here. And I only got 41 subscribers, and I want that number to go up pretty quick. You know what I mean? So you just be looking out for more videos about different things I'm going to do with the auction. I know a lot of people don't like to sell on the auction, but I'm just playing with it a little bit. I'm trying it out. That's what originally eBay started from, as an auction. It was actually a guy that, I think he was an Indian feller, and he had a pen or something, a laser pen, and it broke. So he put it up on the site and got the site and put it up there and put it on auction and see if he could sell it. And I think he sold it, I think it was $14 and something. A broken laser pen, I think it was, and an old man bought it. Probably wasn't old at the time, but when they showed the video of that, he was kind of older feller. He bought the first product eBay ever had on there, and it was the guy that owned eBay. He sold his broken laser pen, I think it was. So I thought that was kind of neat. So I'm going to be trying the auction thing, just a little. I make videos about it, and if I lose a little money, that's okay. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm going to lose much money at it. I think I'll break even or something like that. And then there's some products I'll probably be surprised how good they sell, as I put them out there. But these are just regular products. I'm not putting my good products out there, and I'm not going to put something that I know I can get way more for, out there. Just trying it and just doing it as a promotional type deal and letting you see another view, you know what I mean, about the auction part of it. I know my wife, she works for an auction company, and they have estate sales, but they don't let people come as an estate sale. What they do is they auction everything off online, local, online. And they have people from all around the country buying from that auction, and they sell about everything they put up there. And something about that auction, it drives them to it, you know what I mean? But that is a single auction, so eBay is a big ocean of auctions, you know what I mean? So they might not find your listing, you know what I mean? But people like to get something for nothing, and they want to be close to $1 or so. I'm like that too. When I go to buy something on eBay, I'm looking for free shipping. And then I calculate, I say, okay, this guy, he's charging for shipping, but his price is lower than the one that was free shipping. I know they jacked the price up, because they put free shipping, so they jacked the price a little bit. So I calculate, if I say the shipping and the cost of goods is close to the free shipping guy, or maybe he's cheaper, I'm going with him and paying the shipping. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for a deal when I buy stuff on eBay, unless it's just something, really expensive that I really need or something like that. But if I'm just buying a wire or a pair of gloves, I'm going for the cheapest guy out there. I'm scrolling, I'm looking, that's how I am. So this is what the auction is all about. I know that starting at $1, that drives people crazy. They're like, I could get it for $2, or you know what I mean. The people like the thrill of things also too, but I'm just playing with it a little bit. This ain't something I do all the time. I charge for shipping, and I very rare that I say free shipping, but sometimes I do. Depends on how much higher the product is compared to what I paid for it. I'm just hoping that will boost the sale or something like that. But so y'all tune me in and like and subscribe to the channel. We got a long ways to go here. I'm gonna take y'all through my journey, and I used to sell on eBay a few years back, and I let it fade away. You know what I mean? I listen to YouTube videos, and I try to find some of those people that I used to listen to. I can't find them all. I found one guy. He's real popular still now. I can't even think of his name. I wished Rake and Profit. Rake and Profit, when he first started, and there was another group of people that he knew, and I always would listen to them two right there, but I can't find those. When Amazon got so big, they stopped selling on eBay, and it seemed like everybody was started selling on Amazon. And I did the same thing. I started on eBay, and then I started selling on Amazon. And then I was like, wow, the fees, the storage fees. And then I realized that was such a big ocean out there at Amazon that it wasn't quite for me. You know what I mean? And then just a few months back, after so many years, we started watching all these YouTube videos on selling on eBay, And so I was like, well, I'm always looking for a way of retirement that I can do something at the house rather than drive a long distance to go to work, because I am getting older. So I said, well, I did like selling on eBay when I was on eBay. So I'm going to start selling on eBay again. Next thing you know, I got 700 products online, and that ain't even, according to my videos, that ain't even close to being enough. So I'm figuring out I might have to build me another building out here, because I'm looking at it in a long-term thing. I'm still working, but I'm looking at it long-term. So I'm looking to do it right and build me a real good building out here. I'm trying to figure out the price on it and have an office, a setup area, a shipping area, shelves that are good shelves all the way around, right in the middle line, that can hold a few thousand products. I want a lot of products. And eventually I'll either have to have a bigger building and maybe rent storage buildings for a little while. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I really don't want to rent no storage units. I want everything to be at my house. If I might have to just build another building to keep it in, So I'll probably build it out of sheet metal and see if I can go cheaper than wood. You know what I mean? There's a lot involved when you use wood, but if you use sheet metal, you can build it cheaper. Though sheet metal is a lot, you ain't got to build the 2-wall thing, you know what I mean? Just build one wall, make sure it don't leak, keep the bugs out, keep the dust out, put an air conditioner in there, put a heater in there, things like that, because I plan to work about 6 hours a day on this. When I do retire, it might be a few years from now, but I'm going to try to build it up and make it right. And if I see it's not going right, it's not going to work, I'll probably just forsake it. But I hope I don't have to forsake it. I got other things I can do, but I really like selling on eBay, And I sell on Macari, and I've sold on Poshmark a little bit, and I don't like his Poshmark as much. But I knew this about Macari, that if you stay active in Macari, you will sell things, and sometimes more and sometimes less. But if you stop fooling with it I stopped fooling it with it. I still have my stuff on there, you know what I mean? But I stopped getting active in there. And when I did, my sales stopped. So if you stay active in Macari, you will sell. If you start just regularly putting stuff on there and getting in there and talking and, whatever they put up there, you're checking it out. You stay active, they'll send you traffic. But if you get where you just don't do nothing on it, your stuff will not sell. Well, at least mine ain't anyway. I was selling stuff left and right on that thing. And then I stopped selling on it. I just left the stuff I had on there and just left it alone, and I stopped selling. It's almost like immediately they wasn't sending me no more traffic. That's it. I might get a notification every once in a while. They want me to check something out. And I just got where I'd ignore it. But I might get back into it. But I'm trying to master eBay. I know it's going to take a while. I want to really master it and learn how to price things just right to sell. You know what I mean? Not too low. I'm not wanting to sell stuff so low. I get so angry. It's not really angry, but frustrated, I guess. When I Google Lens something, I'm sitting here like these scissors right here. Google Lens that thing. And everybody else has got it for $25. eBay will have it for $12. Man, you're thinking, well, I paid $3 for this pair right here. You can get them cheaper than that too. You can get them $1 a pair. But I went ahead and paid $3 because I know I can sell them anywhere from $12 to $18. But it's just so frustrating when you look it up and eBay's usually the cheapest. Man, that's so aggravating. It's good for the buyer, but it's not good for the seller. You're still going to make money. It's just, man, you know what I mean? If eBay's pricing, I know what it is. It's probably because there's a lot more sellers because of COVID. A lot more people turned to online selling, and it drove the price down a little bit. You know what I mean? So, just something to think about. I keep rattling on. Till next time, thank you. And we'll see you next time.